everyone, welcome to Pai's Kitchen. Now, if you've been following the show, you'll know that I've been making dishes from several Asian countries. I've done the Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, and I've been really wanting to do Vietnam. So today I am going to make a Vietnamese banh mi sandwich, which is one of my all-time favorite Vietnamese dishes ever. Now, in North America, the banh mi sandwich is becoming increasingly popular, and I can get it just about anywhere in Vancouver. But every time I get it from a store, I'm always wishing, there was more of this and less of that. And oh, I wish you didn't do this. And so I thought, you know what? I'll just make it myself and make it exactly how I want it. And it's also a really fun, easy thing to do. In fact, it's a great party idea to have like a make-your-own-banh-mi sandwich idea. Brilliant. So I'm super excited. Let's get started. When it comes to making a banh mi sandwich, you can make it as hard or as easy on yourself as you want, depending on how many things you want to make from scratch, right? So today I'm going to make two things from scratch, and that is a carrot and daikon pickle, which is essential in the sandwich, and the other one is a grilled lemongrass pork tenderloin, which is my own recipe. So let's start with the pickle. So I've got here some carrots and daikon that I've cut into sort of batons. Sometimes daikon can be quite bitter. If you peel off the first layer, you notice that it turns white. But if you keep going, if you keep peeling it again and again and again, you notice that the color starts to darken and turn a little bit translucent instead of very paper white. I find that when you get to that place, it's less bitter because the bitterness seems to be concentrated around the outside. So first, what I'm going to do is sort of massage the liquid out of the carrot and daikon. I'm going to add some salt, a little bit of sugar, and the salt and sugar has this property that draws liquid out of whatever food you put it on. Now massage the salt and the sugar until you no longer feel any grittiness. Now, you don't have to do this, but it allows the pickle to be ready so much faster. So I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna let this sit. So while that's sitting, let's make the pickling liquid. So I've got here some water, and to this I'm gonna add equal parts vinegar, or maybe that was vinegar and this was water, I'm not sure, but doesn't matter. So now I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt and some sugar. Now it's up to you whether you want to make this a sweeter pickle. You can add more sugar. Now I'm gonna stir this until it's completely dissolved. All right, so that's done. Now let's take a look at the carrot and daikon. Now it hasn't sit very long, but as you can see, there's already quite a lot of liquid that comes out. Okay, and now I'm gonna rinse this because this has got too much salt, too much sugar right now, so just cold water. Now, because we've gotten rid of some water inside the vegetables will absorb the pickling liquid a lot faster. So next, I'm going to make my grilled lemongrass pork. Now, you can put whatever kind of meat you want in your sandwich. You don't have to do this recipe, but I just wanted to share this as something that you can do if you don't have any other ideas. And it happens to be delicious. So I'm gonna go in first with some garlic. Now I just want to show you a trick. Sometimes I just throw it in with all the skin, and then I just smash it until they break, and then the skin comes off easily. Et voila. So just pound that until it's sort of fine. Okay, so once there are no more big chunks, I'm gonna add my white pepper, and the white pepper will create a bit of friction and it'll help the garlic become finer. So once it's sort of a fine paste, you can add the lemongrass, which I have chopped, and pound that down into a paste. By the way, this is the bottom of the lemongrass only. I don't use the top half really for cooking because there's not a lot of flavor in there. So once the lemongrass is all broken up like that, I'm gonna go in with all my seasonings. So I've got some oyster sauce going in. I've got some fish sauce. See, Vietnamese and Thai people share the love of fish sauce. Yay, fish sauce. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of oil. It'll help protect the pork when we grill it so it won't dry out as easily. Some honey for some sweetness. And there's something about honey and pork on the barbecue. It just goes so well together. And then this is completely optional, but if you want to get a nice dark color in there, you can add a little bit of black soy sauce or dark soy sauce, just for color. If you want, you don't have to. This is 5-spice powder, and I have a video that shows you how you can make your own 5-spice powder, but you can also just buy it. It actually works quite well in this recipe, but you don't have to. This looks so good. All right, So here's my pork tenderloin that I have removed the silver skin, which is chewy, and then I cut it in half horizontally. So the marinade penetrates better and also it cooks faster. And I'm gonna pour the marinade all over the pork. And then just make sure it's all well covered. And you want to let this marinate for at least 2 hours. If you can do this a day in advance, even better. And whenever I marinate, halfway through, if I get a chance, I always come and sort of flip things around to redistribute everything. So you can either cook this outside on the barbecue, or what I do is I broil it in the oven on the top rack until both sides are nice and golden brown and even a little bit charred for that extra smokiness. Time to assemble the sandwich. Now, when it comes to banh mi, there are no rules about what must or must not go into the sandwich. I mean, after all, it's a sandwich. So what I'm gonna make today is a classic version that's available in pretty much every banh mi restaurant in North America. And by the way, I'd love to know what you like in your banh mi, especially if you're from Vietnam, if there's something different there. Would love to know about it. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so what I have here is some cucumber, which I think is really important. Some cilantro, lots and lots of it. One thing about cilantro, this is my biggest pet peeve when I get a banh mi, is when they put the whole sprig of cilantro in, and then you bite into it, you pull, and like a whole sprig of cilantro follows you out. So I like to break it up into smaller pieces so that, you know, I don't have that problem. This is why I like to make it myself. This is the pork that I made earlier. And as you notice, the pork is a little bit pink in the middle, and that's how I like it, especially tenderloin is so lean. If you do it completely well done, it can be a bit dry. This next one is a classic Vietnamese cold cut. In Vietnamese, I think it's called da lua. In Thai, we call it mu yao. We use it quite a lot too in Thailand. And it comes usually wrapped in plastic. Now, sometimes it also comes wrapped in banana leaf, but inside they're more or less the same. And if you don't want to make the pork, the grilled pork, you can just put this in as your only filling. Then it's a lot easier for you, right? You don't have to make it. All right, spreads. Now, when we're talking about spreads, my absolute favorite thing in a banh mi is pate. So this is a pork pate, which I prefer, but you can also do chicken liver pate, which tends to be softer and has a milder flavor. When it comes to spicy, most Vietnamese restaurants are gonna offer you jalapeno, fresh jalapeno as an option. I actually prefer putting a little bit of sriracha because I feel the spiciness is more evenly distributed, and I'm a, stickler for things being evenly distributed in a sandwich. All right, the bread. Now, most people are gonna say use a baguette for a banh mi sandwich, which is true. However, not all baguettes are good for banh mi, especially the European style ones that have a very thick crust, which then is harder for you to bite through, and then it scratches the roof of your mouth, which is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to sandwiches. Sandwiches should not hurt. So, I suggest looking for bread that has a thin, crisp crust and has a fluffy, soft interior so the dough doesn't overwhelm the filling and then you can easily bite through it, right? So what I do is I actually buy this bread from your favorite banh mi restaurant, and it's perfect, and you can cut it up and freeze it and bring it out and heat it up when you're ready to use it, okay? So let's build it! Oh, that smell is so iconic of a banh mi. I love how it is exactly how I want it. This is the great thing about making your own, cooking your own food in general. That tart carrot and daikon pickle contrasts sort of the creaminess of the pate and heaviness of the meat. Cucumbers, crunchy and light. And that bread, this place has some good bread, oh my goodness. So I hope you give this a try. As you can see, it's so much fun to put together. What a great way to have people over and make their own sandwiches. And the recipe will be on hotthaikitchen.com. And when you make it, send me a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so you never miss an episode. And also don't forget to let me know what you like in your banh mi sandwich. And I will see you next time for your next delicious adventure.